We're on the air, and it's race day today in the Bay State. Welcome to Natick, Massachusetts for stop number 11 of the 2024 NR2003 Mission BBQ Cup Series season, the Dunkin 400. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, lads of all ages, as we welcome you to the Hillside International Speedway with live coverage on the North American Sim Racing Network. And from up in the NASRN booth, my name is Trey Wright. 80 laps are on the schedule for today's first race in the heart of Eastern Massachusetts on our first day of the Dunkin Week of Speed. It is finally here. 32 drivers are in this bracket as to who will walk away in round number one, in race number one today. We've actually got 2 rounds with 2 races. The 400-miler Dunkin 400 right now at noon Eastern Time. And later on tonight, the 62-lap 310-mile race to make up the Baskin-Robbins 310 for the round of 16. But we're focused on the round of 32 right now for the Dunkin Week of Speed. That was all set up by a fantastic race at the Willow Springs International Raceway last week, as we've had a week off to prepare for the Dunkin Week of Speed, where Danny Fallington won that race over Dylan Matthews in the Juke Micronics 300 all the way out in California. But we've had a week to travel. We've had a week's rest before we get set for a jam-packed week here today. Not only today, but this entire week with NBCS action as well as Flowmaster Grand Touring Championship action. But before we get into that, let's go into your bracket right now on your screen. 32 drivers with 16 different matchups coming into our first race today at Hillside. And the way this thing works, basically, if you finish ahead of your opponent, you advance on. So let's meet your 32 opponents and your 16 matchups, starting off with Igor Barreto versus Thomas Troxel. Barreto starts 24th on 13. Troxel in the 00 starts all the way back in 41st. And starting along with him is Bradley Ream, who's facing off against Alex Sanvitale, who starts 21st. Ream in 40th. Then it's Matthew Hubert. He's facing against your outside pole sitter, Alex Lozano. Lozano is second. Hubert all the way back in 33rd. Juan Rodriguez versus Daniel Bouchard. Rodriguez 12th, Bouchard 36th. Then it's Braden Perez versus Angel Gutierrez. Both those cars starting near the back of the field. Perez in 39th, Gutierrez 31st. Then it's a tale of two different starting positions on either end of the spectrum. John Andrews, who starts shotgun on the field in 42nd, versus Matt Wolf, who starts on the pole for today's race at Hillside. Then it's Mitchell Collins versus Logan Alexander. Collins 34th, Alexander 16th. Dylan Matthews, your runner-up from last week, versus Logan Williams. Matthews starts deep in the field in 23rd. Williams is deeper in 30th. Then the other side of the bracket, we've got Riley Sampson versus Ethan Lewis. Riley Sampson right now is the 26th position. Lewis deep in the field in 35th. Zachary Fitzwater versus Justin Zidell, a couple of NR2003 stalwarts versus one another. Fitzwater starts 15th, Zidell 37th. Then Toby Murphy versus Will Parrish to round out the podium at Willow Springs last week. Murphy starts 13th. Parrish starts deep again in 28th. Brennan Wilmington and Dano Georgi verse one another as well. Wilmington starts relatively high in the field in 4th. Georgi really back in 32nd. Danny Fallington and Owen Miles versus each other as well. Your last race winner in the NBCS starts in 17th. Owen Miles still looking for his first of the season. He's in the 7th spot. Then Skylar Taylor and Corey Case versus one another. Skylar Taylor starts deep again in 38th. Case starts 11th in the 63 car for your Nashville winner. Then Roberto Crown Jr. versus Cameron Garlington is the penultimate matchup. Crown Jr. is 8th, Garlington is 20th, and finally, to round out the round of 32, Derek Hamill takes on Trey Smith. Both those cars start mid in the field, Hamill in 22nd, Smith in 18th. But before we get underway, we'll take a look at our point standings. Going into today, Igor Barreto has the points lead, an 80-point lead over Alex Sanvitale. Riley Sampson, Juan Rodriguez, Mitchell Collins, your top 5. Fitzy, Hubert, Perez, Wilmington, and Andrews are your top 10. And if the chase were to start today, it would be Corey Case and Matt Wolf, your 2 wildcard drivers. But we got 15 races to go, including today. before we cut him off after the race at Armory Digital in late August. So it is definitely go time for all these drivers now in the final 15 races of the season. 10 down, 15 to go. And hey, let's kick off race number 11. It's once again that time of the broadcast again, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go down trackside to get the most famous words in motorsports to kick off the Dunkin 400.
Drivers, start your engines!
The engines roar to life on the pit lane here at Hillside, and we're just moments away from dropping the green flag for today's race. Matt Wolff and Alex Lozano make up the front row, and we'll immediately go straight down to the race analysis below. It's 80 laps around the 1 mile Hillside International Speedway. The pit window is about 38 to 42 laps, so a single stop right at halfway. But this track is a lot like Darlington, where it eats up tires. Your 3 previous winners at the day race at Hillside are Keegan Thompson, Caleb Rose, and Eric Monaco. Thompson starts 9th, Rose 10th, and Monaco 19th. So Matt Wolff and Alex Lozano will lead the field around into the race's restart zone. Pace car makes its way down the pit lane. Here we go for race number 1 of the Dunkin Week of Speed. We're green flag racing here at Hillside. They're already 4 wide out of turn number 4. Corey Case in the middle of that as well as the 05 of Owen Miles. And Reggie Fogelman wasting no time to get to the race lead, and they are already getting really racy. 3 wide as Will Parrish in the middle of a dogfight. Ethan Lewis down on the low side. Something amiss on the 7 car. No, he just had to get way out of the gas, and he is going to lose a lot of track position. It's not good for Lewis, but that is really good for Riley Sampson. But Reggie Fogelman is not racing in the Dunkin Week of Speed, so he is out here racing for a W. Same thing with Tyler Reynolds. These guys don't have to worry about the point battle or the championship within the championship. Right now, single file throughout the first 10 positions. Make that 11 as Zachary Fitzwater will clear Nathan Stapleton. The 2 NS Racing cars going side by side for the brief moment. Now they go nose to tail as Caleb Rose, the 2021 winner here, will go underneath the big staple as Stapleton will scrape the outside wall. Again, this track eats up tires, especially in the daytime, so the fuel window is going to be about 40 laps here. But these guys are going to be screaming for tires probably about halfway through the fuel run. So expect these guys to potentially hit the pit lane a little bit earlier and make it a 2-stop race. But Reggie Fogelman has had a couple of really good opportunities early on in this season. You know, he was up there at Nashville, and then unfortunately wrecking out in that one. He was up there at Diamond Ridge, unfortunately wrecking out. Had a couple issues at Willow Springs. But here he is, being run down right now by Matt Wolff. Wolff closing in by a 1/10 of a second that time by Keegan Thompson. Is the fastest car on the racetrack, and the Riley, Alberta native right now rocking P5 behind Tyler Reynolds. Reynolds, one of the 2 defending winners of the night race here, the 310-mile race. Although when he won here back in 2020, it was 350 miles for the Order of the Arrow 350 back in 2020. The only defending winner of the 310-mile race being Juan Rodriguez in the 48 car, checking back with Juan. Currently 11th right now. Tyler Reynolds' teammate. Justin Zidell right now running deep in the field as Cole Sampson into the outside wall. Looks like he might have had a little Hillside stripe there. Forget the Darlington stripe. We got the Hillside stripe, so they're 3 wide at the front. Zidell might be in a good position later on tonight to win the night races. We got a lot of cars in the outside wall, but pretty much everybody right now is running single file. And Danny Fallington, Dano Georgi, an issue for last week's winner. I don't see any tire marks. I think he may have hit the wall. No, it looks like Dano Georgi hit the inside wall, driver's side. We'll have a replay down below. I don't see any tire marks, so I think it might have been on the front straightaway. But back at the race lead, Reggie Fogelman's got some company behind him. Matt Wolf has been slowly but steadily closing in on the back end of that 12 car. And they're closing in on Danny Fallington as well. Fallington really off the pace, and that is not good for him. It's good for Owen Miles, the 05 car, right now 15th. Matt Wolf currently winning the battle right now over John Andrews. Andrews mired back there deep in the field, fighting with Skylar Taylor for the 33rd spot. The top two starting to pull away. Lozano and Reynolds fighting for third. Again, this track is basically like if Dover and Bristol had a baby. That's basically how you get Hillside, as you see it from the spectator view. 36 degrees of banking here at Hillside. And it's a 1 mile track, so literally, if Dover and Bristol made it and had a child, Matt Wolf, home racetrack of the Dover Motor Speedway. We'll be there in a couple of weeks. It'll be our first race after the Dunkin Week of Speed. We got some debris at the front, as it looks like Danny Fallington may have hit the outside wall, and he's going to be lapped here in a couple of moments on lap number 17. We're already starting to see the tires wearing out. We're seeing cars hit the outside wall of turn 2. Not as hard as we typically see. And just as I say that, Fallington knocks down the outside wall. Debris all over the place, but we remain green right now. 18 laps into today's race, and in case you were just tuning in, Reggie Fogelman has led all 18 so far today. Matt Wolf had a couple of runs on him. He was within a tenth of a second behind the 12. But Fogelman hanging tough there. And Matt Wolf starting to lose a little bit of ground. He hit the outside wall off of turn 2. You see not a whole lot of damage to the side of that 42 car. And he's starting to reel Fogelman back in. See the rest of the field, 3 wide, as I don't know if Nathan Orman had an issue there, but everybody was slowing down. And oh, we got a crash in the back. Big stack up on the front straightaway. Cameron Garlington, Owen Miles, Skylar Taylor with a piece there in the 15. The caution flag is out for the first time. We got a huge stack up in turn number 1. Angel Gutierrez in the 10 snowplowed. Skylar Taylor once again junked in the 15. 71 of Mitchell Collins. We had a lot of cars ARCA braking as the leaders racing through. Oh, Alex Lozano nearly hitting the back end of the 24. We got to make sure we don't have another stack up here. Oh, we got a lot of... I think that was from previous damage as Logan Alexander was caught up in it. That happened at a really, really bad part of the racetrack. Still got cars racing back, but the majority of the field is going to come down the pit lane. That happened, I think that was the battle for 15th. And that's going to take out quite a few drivers. Owen Miles, I saw Derek Hamill had damage. I think both Titan Fury cars with issues as well. But the 42 of Matt Wolf won the race back, and he will be your leader, and he's going to be the first car on the pit lane. It looks like Reggie Fogelman has some damage in the 12. A lot of cars with sidewall damage. You see a little bit of damage on the 42 car too. The jack drops first for Matt Wolf. So Toby Murphy will gain some positions in the 20 car. Right now, fastest pit time of the day, 14:42. That's going to be by Ryan Durrani. And by Logan Williams, and I think I saw somebody else as well. But Matt Wolf will lead the field around as the rest of the field will pit under the caution flag. We'll sort all this out in a moment. But right now, let's see what happened to bring out the first caution of the afternoon here for a nice green flag stint here in the Dunkin 400 from Hillside. So if there was ever a wreck in the history of motorsports that defined an accordion effect, it was this. Tyler Reynolds had some sort of issue in the 19, was trying to get down the pit lane simultaneously. Caleb Rose checked up, Zachary Fitzwater checked up, and it all starts with Trey Smith just absolutely bodying Alexandre Vitale. He goes into Owen Miles. Stapleton gets turned around, and it's pretty much on from there, and this happening right at just a horrible part of the racetrack where everything bottlenecks. You see Hamill just hammering the rear end of the 05 car, and Cameron Garlington getting turned around as well. Gutierrez running in the back of the 13. Ryan Durrani, I think, is going to get a little piece. Logan Alexander's day is probably going to be done as well. And it looked like that was going to be it for the moment. Stapleton coming down. You see, there's the damage at the 15 car of Skylar Taylor. And then everybody's checking up in here, and these guys can't get slowed down enough in time. And unfortunately, we have two separate accordion effects. Daniel Bouchard is going to pinch the 92 of Braden Perez. Simultaneously, Dano Georgi runs into the back of the 00 of Troxel, who runs into the 24 of Riley Sampson. Nowhere to go for Mitchell Collins to go in the 71. He gets run into by the 7 of Lewis. Just not a whole bad accident. It didn't start out as that, but it just turned into a huge melee. Georgi has gone behind the wall, so his day will be done. That'll give the position win to Brennan Wilmington. I think Derek Hamill's day might be done. I think they might have taken the damage off the car. Gutierrez is probably done in the 10, so that'll give the win to Bouchard, who ironically kickstarted the second accordion effect. A lot to go over here in recapping the first accident of the day. And again, if there was ever a dictionary or just a visual representation of the accordion effect, it was this right here, unfortunately. It just starts with the car just trying to go from the high lane of turn number 4 to the pit lane, and unfortunately just murdering everybody beneath them. Following again with Tyler Reynolds in the 19 car, he slows up and everybody just accordions behind him. You see the yellow flag come out, and it's pretty much just on them from there. And then the second pack coming in. Not everybody's able to get slowed down in time. And you basically just get about 15 cars playing bumper cars there in turns 4 and 1, which puts us under our first caution of the day. Matt Wolf led them back to the stripe, and he had to navigate around a minefield of damaged race cars. We'll see what he is able to do on the restart here as we clean up caution number 1 of the day from Hillside. And we're back here at the Hillside International Speedway, cleaning up our first caution of the day. And 5 cars knocked out from that accident. Owen Miles, Justin Zeidel, Angel Gutierrez, Skylar Taylor, and Dano Georgi. 37 cars remain on the track. Actually, Brennan Wilmington blew a camshaft under the yellow flag, so it's actually 36 cars that are still on the track, and it looks like we got 32 of them. They're on the lead lap, and a ton of cars that are on the tail end of the lead lap here. Green flag back out of the air. Your top 5 going back through the gears are Matt Wolf, Toby Murphy, Keegan Thompson, Brennan Wilmington, and Corey Case. And already we see the 28 of Logan Alexander being very, very slow, along with the 7 and the 16, and we might have another caution here soon. That entire bottom lane being held up as Garlington gets split 3 wide in the 28. That'll give a little bit of clean air for the moment, a little bit of breathing room for Matt Wolff as he navigates around the lap cars. 58 of Logan Alexander is back down the pit lane. He might be doing touch and goes. But Toby Murphy in his best position so far this season, currently rocking P20, or P2 in the 20 car, I should say. Matt Wolff looking for his second win of the campaign. He won at Talladega earlier this year. Looking for his first non-super speedway win, or non-plate race, or non-drafting track win, I should say. Because he won at Michigan last year, and he won at Milwaukee. So his second non-drafting win since Milwaukee back in 2022. And he's doing a good job so far, as Toby Murphy is held up behind the lap cars, and credit to the lap cars of staying out of the way. You know, it was a little screwy on the start, but everybody seems to have gotten past them. But this is creating a little bit of extra challenge for Matt Wolff as he tries to get around Nathan Stapleton. Everybody's on fresh tires, so everybody's able to get around them as we're already 30 laps into the race, 50 laps to go already at the Dunkin 400. Only one caution in this race so far. There still could be a lot of shenanigans later on, as Logan Alexander, I believe he's just doing touch and goes at this point. Just trying to get some sort of win, or just hope that something happens to Mitchell Collins. Collins is one lap down, and he is severely damaged in the 71. But the way these guys are racing right now, I think Collins should have that battle, unless something drastic happens with him. Stay tuned to find out. Matt Wolff's competitor is right in his windshield. John Andrews, not a good start to the race for the Waco native. Daniel Bouchard to the high side of him. Bouchard is also not good right now, as Juan Rodriguez finds himself in the 6th spot. Nathan Stapleton is not in the Dunkin Week of Speed, so he's not really racing for anything right now. Bradley Ream is, so is Cameron Garlington, as Garlington severely slow on the track. We saw the same situation with him at Diamond Ridge, and he is going to get easily passed there by the 42 car, and he's just going to be a moving chicane all day long, unfortunately. But Brendan Wilmington has gotten around Toby Murphy for second. Wilmington is ahead of Dano Georgi. Georgi is in the garage area, so Wilmington will be moving on as Toby Murphy goes into the inside wall with Riley Sampson. Sampson up the racetrack into Keegan Thompson. Thompson upside down, flipping through turns 1 and 2. He gets hit by Durrani, so is Riley Sampson. Another stack up in the second turn. 2 cars flipping over a junkyard in turn 2. Fitzwater's destroyed, so is Alex Lozano. Dylan Matthews was in it. That'll end Tyler Reynolds' day as well. That is about as destroyed of a Ford I have ever seen. So was Reggie Fogelman. He was having such a good day. And Ryan Durrani's season from hell continues. It all started with a 24 of Riley Sampson hooking into his team owner, and Keegan Thompson was knocked out of that. We're going to see these drivers hit the pit lane once again as Caleb Rose gets spun on the pit lane by Ethan Lewis. My God, what is happening here? We're at the halfway point through the race. Matt Wolff will come down the pit lane once again. Oh, Yosis Medea, I haven't seen a car flip like that at Hillside since Juan Rodriguez did back in 2020. Trying to see who Keegan Thompson is versing in the first round. Actually, I don't believe Thompson is in the Dunkin Week of Speed. Riley Sampson is, and he's going to be knocked out, so that'll give the win to Ethan Lewis if Lewis is able to stay on. We'll double check that when we come back, but my goodness. It's not been a good season for Durrani, and I can't remember the last time we had 2 cars flip over and it's the same accident. It's been a while, I can say that for sure. But Matt Wolf led them back to the stripe, and oh boy, we've only had 2 accidents today, but both of them have been huge. And this was probably the most violent crash we've seen so far since Daytona. A wild, probably 7 or 8 car accident in turns 1 and 2 to put us under the caution for the second time today at Hillside. So this all starts in turn number 4, where Toby Murphy just overcooks the exit of the 4th corner. He slides up into Riley Sampson. Both cars will go to the inside. Murphy with a hard shot driver's side for the Hamilton, New Jersey native. Debris flying all over the place, but he is not going to get involved in this incident whatsoever. But Riley Sampson is unfortunately going to go up the racetrack and right into his team owner. 2/3 of the Appleseed Racing team getting hooked right there on the outside wall. And Keegan Thompson, the 2020 winner of this race, going up on his side. You see Danny Fallington caught up in it as well. And Thompson will go down the racetrack. He'll flip over and over. Man, I haven't seen a car flip like that in a while, unfortunately. Right in front of who else but Ryan Durrani, who goes into the undercarriage of the 14. Nowhere for Tyler Reynolds to go. And then Ethan Lewis will finish the job of the 24, and he'll just plow T-bone that peak Monte Carlo. And that will send Riley Sampson pirouetting on the apron. You see the rest of the field piling in. Dylan Matthews, Nathan Orman, Reggie Fogelman. Matthews with a hard rear end pack of the 38, and nearly involving Cole Sampson. That would have been a clean sweep for the Appleseed Racing guys, but fortunately they still got a car in this race. And landing belly up is Riley Sampson. We got to go a couple of onboard replays of this, because what a wild ride for a lot of these drivers. Ending things off with Ryan Durrani. You see Thompson coming down the racetrack and then just nowhere for him to go. And Riley Sampson, saw him pirouetting a little bit there. It's not been a good season for the Las Vegas native, and the American Idiot Ford is once again junked. One final replay with Riley Sampson. He's able to keep it off the inside wall, but just LePage's his owner, and look at that 14 car go. Flipping down the banking, and then Riley Sampson gets plowed there by the 7 car, pirouettes, and lands on his roof. Massive accident on the front straightaway once again, and turn 1 has just been calamity corner today, unfortunately. Zachary Fitzwater knocked out as well in the 99. It's been chaotic so far. We had a couple of green flag stints, but it's been chaotic after that. Matt Wolf leads them back to the stripe. He led them off the pit lane, and he'll lead them back to the gears when we return to green flag action here at Hillside of the Dunkin 400. And we're back here at the Hillside International Speedway, cleaning up caution number 2, on a costly caution at that. You see, I believe that is 9 cars that were knocked out. Riley Sampson, Ethan Lewis, Danny Fallington, Keegan Thompson, Ryan Durrani, Tyler Reynolds, Zachary Fitzwater, and Dylan Matthews. So 8 cars in total knocked out. 28 cars are on the racetrack. 23 of them are on the lead lap. Your top 5 going back to the gears at the halfway point are Matt Wolf, Brennan Wilmington, Juan Rodriguez, Roberto Crown Jr., and Caleb Rose, despite getting spun on the pit lane. We're halfway home through today's race. It's been a wild one for sure. Logan Alexander continues to come off and on the pit lane. He was 7 laps down. He's continued to be quite a ways down the pylon. Derek Hamill is somehow still in this race, running like a modified in that 47 car. We go back to the front where Matt Wolf is being hounded by Wilmington. Wilmington simultaneously being hunted from behind by the 48. Juan Rodriguez looking for his first ever day win at Hillside and his second ever win in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series at that. Alexander forcing these guys to go a little bit high, and he comes back down. So Derek Hamill is facing Trey Smith, and again, Trey Smith is still in this race, as a matter of fact. Where is that 79? There he is. He is actually running in 6th right now. But again, a lot can happen in 35 laps here. Again, a lot can happen in the span of just a couple corners. But Matt Wolff has dominated the second half of the second part of this race. It was all Reggie Fogelman up until that first caution right at the 23 lap mark. And then it's been Matt Wolff out front ever since. Brennan Wilmington looking to change that. Wilmington has already advanced into the second round, so he's just basically running for points. He's already going to have a 10-point bonus going into the nightcap later on this evening. Juan Rodriguez isn't quite out of the woods yet. Daniel Bouchard is in 13th, so still plenty of time for Bouchard to try and catch up if there's a little bit of trouble. Looking through the rest of this field. John Andrews is still in the race. Roberto Crown Jr. is facing Cameron Garlington. Garlington right now is 2 laps down. So Logan Alexander continues to just do touch and goes, but his race is pretty much over. Unless Mitchell Collins wrecks out. The 58 car is still 12 laps down. Not gaining any ground anytime soon. Charlie Davenport hits the outside wall. Davenport, another driver that is not in the Dunkin Week of Speed, so he's just running for funsies. Same with Caleb Rose. Will Parrish is the Dunkin Week of Speed. As Roberto Crown Jr. will hit the outside wall. Same with Brennan Wilmington. Wilmington is going to lose a lot of ground in the 62. Here comes Juan Rodriguez. Wilmington might lose 2 spots here in 1 lap. He'll get the run on the outside lane off the corner, but Crown Jr. powering down to the inside. He's going to use up a little bit of his stuff, being aggressive on the 62. They still are door-to-door into 3 and 4. Crown Jr. trying to slide up top. Wilmington will fall back into the clutches of Will Parrish. And all this happening behind the 42. Oh, but closing in a ton there was Juan Rodriguez. Corey Case has the fastest lap. Fastest pit time, 14:39 by Charlie Davenport. So Davenport with the fastest time of the race so far, but right now with less than 30 to go, closing in on 26 to go next time by. Matt Wolff in a good position right now, but Juan Rodriguez is coming. Rodriguez knows how to run guys down here. And they are pulling away from Roberto Crown Jr., who is just slipping back there in the 21. Both these cars running within a quarter of a second of one another. Wolff a little high right in the tire tracks of him is Rodriguez, and he's going to have a good run coming off a 4 with 25 to go. 0.2 of a second back for Rodriguez, trying to get around the New York native, the New Jersey native of Matt Wolff. That was a really good entrance into the corner there for Rodriguez. He's slowing up just a little bit. And he's going to lose 0.03 of a second there as Wolff continues to fight him off, but we're closing in on the 20-25 laps into this tire run, and cars are starting to hit the outside wall a little bit here. And only 28 cars on the racetrack. And Matt Wolff hits the outside wall. Here comes Rodriguez to the inside. Wolf trying to fight back, but he's got damage on the passenger side. And Juan Rodriguez will slide up, but he hits the wall himself. That'll open the door for Wolf back up. And right on cue, right at lap 20 in the tire run, these guys starting to slide all over the place. Case into the outside wall hard. That'll bring Fogelman and Ream below him. Again, Case is versus Skylar Taylor, so he doesn't have to worry about anything. Ream hard into the outside wall. San Vitale is not too far behind Bradley Ream. So everybody hits the outside wall. They are starting to really lose a lot of time as you see a lot of damage to the side of that 62. He's trying to come down the pit lane right in front of the leaders. The yellow flag is out. I think he hid. Holy Christmas, Brendan Wilmington hit the pit wall. So what was gonna be a good day for Wilmington turns into a nightmare. He tries to come down the pit lane way too late. And Wilmington, with under 20 to go, will bring out the caution for the third time today. He was trying to come down and get new tires. And this is going to set up a 15-lap shootout to the end. And everybody was screaming for fresh rubber. And this is going to be the money stop as everybody who was behind Brennan Wilmington will come down. That was not what you'd like to see out of the four-season veteran of Brennan Wilmington. We'll follow along with Juan Rodriguez in the 48. Rodriguez a little deep in the pit stall. They're going to repair the damage on that 48 car. Once again, the time to beat is 14:36, I believe. Rodriguez out and away. Matt Wolf beat him off. Matt Wolf is just going to barely beat off the 48. What a race at the line. I believe they are going to give that to Matt Wolf because he just barely got out in front. No repair there for Matt Wolf. A little bit of repair for the 48. So the battle scars are staying on late in this race, and Matt Wolf might have just had the stop of the day there. So let's see what happened to bring out the third caution of the afternoon here at Hillside. Brennan Wilmington making a rookie mistake in the 62 to bring these guys down one last time for the money stop and put us in a 15-lap shootout here at Hillside. We're just going to replay this once in real time with just how straightforward it was. Brennan Wilmington tries to come down and unfortunately goes straight into the attenuator. Again, this is the new 2020 version of Hillside, where the pit wall was extended. And it's unfortunately causing a lot more issues on the racetrack. And Brennan Wilmington, if this was maybe a couple seasons ago, Wilmington would not have had that issue. But Matt Wolf led them off the pit lane, and we'll show you just how close the race off the pit lane was, because that team getting it done on the pit road. So here is Matt Wolf in the 42, Juan Rodriguez coming on the left-hand side of your screen, and right there is the difference. We'll rewind it just to show the exact point. Right there is the race for the win off pit road, and that's basically all it takes. And that is a huge advantage that the #1 pit stall has got. Matt Wolf will lead the field back to the green flag here with the restart. Under 15 laps to go with the Dunkin 400. We are back here at the Hillside International Speedway, cleaning up caution number 3 of the day. Brennan Wilmington was the only car knocked out. He will likely finish in front of the 58 of Logan Alexander. So 27 cars remain on the racetrack. 21 of them are on the lead lap. We're going to get this race restarted with 14 laps to go. Everybody's on fresh rubber. It's going to be a race to the end. Matt Wolf, Juan Rodriguez, Roberto Crown Jr., Will Parrish, and Caleb Rose, your top 5. Green flag back into the air, through the gears they go. And nobody with a good or bad jump so far. Making the first move on the inside is Caleb Rose. Will Parrish will fall back in the 40, and here comes Juan Rodriguez, door to door, quarter panel side right there. He's going to have drafting help from Crown Jr. Side by side, trying to get the run on the outside lane is the 42. Wolf just trying to hold on. Does Crown Jr. make this a 3-wide battle? No, he'll push the 48 out front. Still fighting hard on the outside is Wolf. He's going to use up a lot of his stuff by doing that. 3 wide for a brief moment. Now Crown Jr. will go for second. Rose in the outside wall. The 21 car now in P2. Parrish now right on the quarter panel. They ride side by side for a brief moment. 11 laps to go. Rodriguez now starting to fall out a little bit. Starting to come down between Wolf and the 21 of Crown Jr. Roberto Crown Jr. has never won a race in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series. Wolf has won already once this season, 3 times in his career. Again, Matt Wolf has got that damage on the left hand or the right hand side of that car. And I think that's the advantage that Roberto Crown Jr. is going to have. He is going to peek to the inside, door to door through 3 and 4. Side by side at the line with 9 laps to go. To the inside is Roberto Crown Jr. powering through. Wolf trying to hang tough on the outside lane. I think Crown Jr. is going to have it. Wolf is just trying to hold on, but he's got too much damage. And Roberto Crown Jr. out front with 8 laps to go. Now Matt Wolf is going to have the preferred line on the inside lane. He's going to suck back up to the bumper of this 21 car. And he's going to try and do the crossover here soon. But does he have enough time, and does he have enough tire wear? He's going to have a little bit of an edge. Crown Jr. opening the door. A really, really good battle down the back straightaway. Wolf just trying to get there. Crown Jr. shuts the door. That may have been the move there. The tires start to wear out. Clean racetrack in front of these guys. This is the race for the win. 6 to go at the line. I don't know if that was the race there. Wolf is going to have enough, probably 1 or maybe 2 more chances to get around this 21 car. But I think he's just got way too much damage. He's going to need a mistake out of the 21. 5, count them, 5 laps to go. Wolf got really tight to the corner. I think that's going to be all she wrote. He's going to trickle high. Corey Case now fighting for 4th with Will Parrish. But this is all happening behind Roberto Crown Jr. Trying to get Powerhouse Crown Racing their first win as an organization. 3.5 miles to go in the Dunkin 400. Cameron Garlington might play a factor into the end of this one. I think they're going to catch up to the 28 before this is all said and done. 3 to go at the line. I don't think Garlington, I think they're going to catch Garlington maybe right at the start-finish line. Caleb Rose slow in the 32. But right now, Popsicle sticks in the air. 2 laps to go. It's a half a second lead for Roberto Crown Jr. Cameron Garlington's in front of him. They're fighting for the Dunkin Week of Speed Championship. But right now, the race win is on the line. White flag in the air. One more time around the Hillside International Speedway for Roberto Crown Jr. Onto the back straightaway for the final time. Matt Wolf back by 8 car lengths. He's not going to be there in time. Coming through turns 3 and 4, Roberto Crown Jr. First career win here at Hillside. Checkered flag goes to the 21 team. What a race and what a finish to the end. Roberto Crown Jr. gets his first career win in the Mission BBQ Cup Series. And what a drive out of that young man, and he will beat Cameron Garlington. Matt Wolf led the most laps as Will Parrish gets spun by Nathan Ormond. Coming on to the cooldown lap. I don't know if there was an issue between those two cars. But what a drive there from the Mexican of Roberto Crown Jr. You know, he was in it throughout this entire race. Matt Wolf just coming up 1 position short. But Roberto Crown Jr. getting the win here. Wolf second, Rodriguez third, Case and Rose fourth and fifth. Ream, Davenport, Hubert, Lozano, and Bouchard, your top 10. Taking a look at all the cars that retired. 28 cars finished the race. 21 of them were on the lead lap. I mean, Logan Alexander, he was doing touch and goes, so I wouldn't say he really finished the race there. But my goodness, what a race here. And hey, buckle up, because this is only race 1 of the week. We have got so much racing this week. But before we get into our closing here, I just want to go ahead and go over the rest of the schedule. So today, we've got the Dunkin 400, and then later on tonight, we've got the Baskin-Robbins 310 here, and that's going to be a 64-lap shootout with a similar tire wear, so that's going to be just as bonkers as this one was today. And then we got the FMGTC action with half of these guys. I know Crown Jr., Rodriguez, Caleb Rose. A lot of these guys are going to travel up north of the border. It's part of the reason that we scheduled the Dunkin Week of Speed for this weekend was because of the condensed schedule that the Flowmaster Grand Touring Championship has as well, because we'll have a 62-lap race at Mosport at the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park on the 30th. Then on July 1st, it's right back in the saddle, and a lot of these guys, a lot of those FMGTC guys, are going to be going right back to where they were back in March at the Papyrus Motorsports Park for the RaceDiecast.com 300K. July 2nd is our lone free day this week. So on the actual birth of our country, on the actual day that the Declaration was signed, we'll have a little bit of a break there before we go right back into action on July 3rd, a 100-lap race. I believe it's actually a 125-lap race at Boston. We'll double-check that in a moment. But then on July 4th, it's back in the FMGTC. They'll be down in Watkins Glen, our most southern race this season, or this week rather, for the Firecracker at the Glen, a 68-lap race. That's going to be a slugfest. And we'll finally end it off with a 34-lap race for the Firecracker 400 from the Coca-Cola Super Speedway to end things off here. What a week this is going to be, and we're already off and running for a wild Dunkin 400 here at Hillside, and this is just the beginning. 1 race down, 6 to go, 4 of them MBCS races, 2 of them endurance races. This is going to be a fun week, and we're glad that you guys are joining us here for the entirety of it. Oh boy, this is why I love doing offline stuff, and this is the thrill of just everything here. You know, it's kind of a pain in the butt, but nonetheless, we're going to have fun here, and these guys are having fun. And we're not done having fun yet here today, because that's going to do it here from the Hillside International Speedway today. Congratulations once again for Roberto Crown Jr. for winning the Dunkin 400. But we'll see you later tonight for the Baskin-Robbins 310 right here back at Hillside, 8 p.m. Eastern right here on the NASRN. Good morning, good afternoon, but not quite good night yet, ladies and gentlemen. We got one more race here today. But here are your point standings after race 11 of the 2024 NR2003 Mission Barbecue Cup Series season. And from Natick, Massachusetts, on behalf of the North American Sim Racing Network, my name is Trey Wright. See you later tonight, folks.